say hello to my guest in the studio here, Scott Sachs. Scott, welcome back to the show. How are you, my friend?
Thanks, Dan. I was here the whole time. I was just sleeping under the desk.
You were here a few months ago.
It was, yeah.
How you doing?
I've been doing all right.
Causing trouble?
I've been doing all right, just to myself.
Just to yourself?
Yeah.
I guess that's good. Scott's turned me on to a new song I like quite a bit from this group called Queen Electric. We're going to hear in a moment. They're playing Friday, August 27th at the Great Room in beautiful Manioc. And what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Nice hat.
It's good to see you. Yeah, thanks.
He's wearing a black, sort of a Dylan Troubadour era, Desire era looking hat there.
It's an outlaw hat.
Yeah, it's kind of an outlaw
You got
hat.
a cowboy hat and you're outlaw.
Yeah, this is an outlaw hat. It doesn't have the big brim on it.
No.
Right.
Not as silly as a cowboy hat. I think you can get away in more places with an outlaw hat.
What have you been doing?
Well, I've been recording with my band Queen Electric.
Yeah, tell me about this group.
Well, it's myself on guitar and screaming and singing, and Mike Petrusco on drums and Phil D'Agostino on bass. And when we play live, we also have Cliff Hillis play guitar. And the band really was kind of born about 8 months ago, somewhere around there. Last fall, I was out in LA with Sharon Little. We were making a record with Don Was.
Yeah.
And I just saw some, old friends of mine that, when I lived in Los Angeles, I hadn't seen in a while. And we were out there for 3 months. It was a pretty intense time. It wasn't a happy-go-lucky time necessarily. It was very like
You're working.
we were working. It was emotional. It was pretty. It was a pretty wild experience. And
Right.
it was everyday work and sitting with Don and trying to figure out what this record's going to be all about. And anyway,
And what is the record going to be all about? We're talking Sharon Little now.
Yeah,
right?
it's like late '70s disco.
Oh, come on. Really?
It is. It's like
Like Alicia Bridges or
no,
something?
like, well, a little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a little like it's kind of hard to explain. We had like a guy doing grooves that he's like makes beats for dance clubs, and then we had the guy that plays bass for Stevie Wonder on Songs in the Key of Life, played bass.
Right.
And we have this guy, and then Don
Wow.
played a little bit of keys. I
So-
played guitar. It's hard to explain.
We're talking about Sharon Little, the songwriter who Scott's worked with extensively. They did a tour last year with Robert Plant and Alison Krauss.
Yeah.
And Sharon's, I guess most people would define her as a singer-songwriter. So was this something that, did Sharon, did you guys collaborate on the idea of doing something totally different for this new album?
We did. We were writing. We always had a tough time with we always write well when we're together. It's really a good combination. And I've written with a ton of people, especially when I did live out in LA, and I've written for all kinds of people. And sometimes it just really clicks, and there's no rhyme or reason. We always clicked as writers, but we always had a push and pull with the fact that she likes to sing slower songs, and I like to rock faster songs.
Right.
So it was really getting frustrating because she would keep slowing it down, I'd keep speeding it up, and we were kind of trying to find out where this was going. And then one day we had this realization came. We were working on a track, and I put a disco beat to it. I don't have a problem with disco, by the way. When I think of disco, I think of ABBA, and I think of great Beezy stuff.
Chic.
I think of Chic, and I think of David Bowie's on and
Right.
just I don't know, Boss Guy, whatever.
Sure.
Just stuff with a beat.
Good and bad in every genre.
Absolutely.
Right, right.
And so I put funky kind of disco-y beat.
And she liked it.
She
So
loved it.
in other words, you guys found a.
We were afraid, it was a guilty pleasure. We were both afraid
Right.
to admit
Yeah.
that, I kind of like that stuff too. Yeah. And then so we did this one
So
song.
these songs at the Four on the Floor.
It's Four on the Floor.
Wow.
They're slamming.
How about
think,
that?
I think it. I like the first album a lot.
Have you got strings and stuff in some of the songs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, let's do some Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
And then we did one. We had this one great night. Don played keys, and I played.
Now, how are you going to tour on that record, though? Can you afford to take out a whole bunch of people?
Well, you gotta you go out as a duo for a while, and you try to sell enough records, and hopefully you have a big hit song.
I got you.
And then you get you hire the 30-piece orchestra.
Right. Listen to this Queen Electric, which we're going to hear in a moment. I immediately thought of Mott the Hoople, T-Rex. That's what it reminded me of. So I mean, you've got a number of different. You've you've written songs for a lot of different people. We're just talking about, what's that kid's name, Matt White?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Something about to do,
New album on the Ryko disc, you wrote the single for it, and you've had some country hits and everything else. I mean, is this just I don't know, you're very eclectic in your taste, obviously, so we've talked off mic quite a bit, and you like a lot of different kinds of music.
You know,
so
I
you
don't-
set out to do something, or?
You know, I'll tell you, I did. Well, I'll tell you, when I played in bands in junior high, everybody was breaking out the Led Zeppelin. I came to the garage one day and I wanted to do I Don't Know How to Love Him from the Jesus Christ Superstar
Right.
soundtrack. And then a song from a Frank Sinatra album called Watertown that like me and 3 other people in the universe know probably.
Right.
I have this, my whole family is like this. We don't have boundaries on music at all. There's nothing that's that's necessarily in the cool section, uncool section. It's either great or it's not.
Right.
It's either on or it's not.
Right.
So I never had that growing up at all.
Right.
And so, a great song is a great song. And I don't have any categories. So I would always bring these kind of songs to the band. Now the thing about this new record, I guess what I was saying was when I was in LA, I was hanging out with this one friend of mine, and I had a bit of a raw nerve going on. It was sort of like a different me. Like things sort of changed in the past year a little bit for me, and it's been a heavy year.
On a personal level? Or?
Yeah, on a personal level, and just life changes, and
Yeah.
there's some illness in my family. It's been a year. It's sort of that year where you're like, oh, I think I just really officially grew up.
Sure.
And so I was, having some drinks with a friend and just sort of letting it all out. And he said, it's pretty wild. I never hear anger in your songs. I was like, oh, that's no place for a song. Or that's no place for an emotion.
Right.
And I said, well, I always wrote songs to kind of get me through stuff, and I just have a tendency of writing like upbeat, optimistic,
Right.
melodic songs. It's just what
Right.
comes out.
Right.
So, he was like, it'd be interesting for you to just like let all this stuff out in a song. It may feel really good.
Yeah, because it's not like you don't appreciate that kind of music.
I love it. It's like
Right. You get aggression out and stuff.
But I think that's, it's a little bit of a thing with my family where we don't let people see us get too emotional or whatever. I found that, I've learned that recently, and maybe that's where I picked it up. Like, well, I certainly don't want to show it about that. But I do.
Right.
A lot of my favorite records are like that. So anyway, I came back from LA, went to my home studio, worked on it, and I was working on a new song.
You don't have to, you can write music like that and still pay homage to the almighty hook, which you do, I think, very well in this song we're going to hear in a moment.
It
here.
snuck in, yeah. But this
Yeah.
one came from like this song in particular. I came home and I started writing a song, just sort of the next song that I would have written no matter what. And it was kind of cute. It was kind of upbeat, and I had a little melodic thing. And the weirdest thing happened, man. I stopped and I said to myself, "What are you doing? Why are you writing this stupid song if you actually are feeling all this other stuff? Why are you doing it? What's the purpose?" It was a really intense moment. It's never happened to me before. I remember what my friend said. And all of a sudden, I went from whatever chord I was playing and whatever thing I was thinking, and I changed it. And all of a sudden, all these words started coming out. I ran a tape recorder, and this is the song that I wrote.
This is the result. This is called, it's called Gonna Let You Down, right?
Yeah.
Queen Electric, it's new. Is this the radio debut of this thing?
It's everything they do.
It's the world radio debut. This is Scott Sax's new project called Queen Electric, Gonna Let You Down on New Music Tuesday at XPN. Ah, yeah, a little Mott the Hoople this afternoon from Mad Shadows. It's called Walking with a Mountain. And Queen Electric, featuring my guest today, Scott Sax, new single called Gonna Let You Down. You can go to their MySpace page, just Queen Electric on MySpace, and get the scoop. Can you download that now, or is it just for listening pleasure?
No.
Come on, give it away to the people,
I
Scott.
think I'm just going to give everything away.
Yeah, just give it away. Who cares?
Why even sell anything anymore, Dan?
That's right.
Seriously, selling is so outdated.
It is.
Profit, it should have ended with, the big guy.
I'm telling you, you just got to charge, $65 for your concert tickets. That's how you make your money these days.
I like it.
Queen Electric with Scott, Friday, August 27th at the Grape Room in Manning. It's going to be loud in there that night.
That room is loud.
Yeah. So looking forward
But
to
that's
it.
what people want.
It's good to see you. You got to come by and play guest DJ during a 6 o'clock hour coming up here someday.
Man, I'd be
love
up
to
for
do
that. I don't know if people would be happy with it, but I sure would be thrilled. They let me DJ at camp when I was a kid one night, and it was like the best 8 seconds of my life, because it took me a while to get there. But I'll tell you, those 8 seconds, I was feeling pretty darn good. I like it. You don't have to shower.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I like
As
anything
you
that
can
you
tell.
don't have to shower for.
Me too.
There's a couple women out there that are unhappy about that.
Got a face for radio, as they say. I'm
I
used
think
to
you
it,
look
but
like that.
thank you.
Dapper Dan.
I got a new shirt on today.
That's nice.
Scott, thank
Yeah.
you. Queen Electric is the band. Check them out on MySpace and come back and, play in the sandbox with us again.
Yeah, man. Thanks a
Anytime.
lot, Dan. Thanks a lot, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's about 29 minutes after 4 o'clock here at 88.5 XPN.
There we go. No curses, no long
Well, that was good.
I was gonna mess with you with long garden.
Because, I've had Longwood Gardens there.
I was gonna say, I went back and I liked it a lot.
Wait a second. Visitors can experience the culture of Africa through
Yeah,
music,
second
food,
time's
and
the
more.
charm.
Yeah, I never told you that. I had a
Philadelphia
chance to talk to you since then. But I laughed. It was
Environmental
fun.
groups are urging the
Gotta push the
Environmental
envelope.
Protection
All right, we're good?
Agency to
We're good,
ban
man.
lead